الإمام ابن ماجه في سننه بسند صحيح عن ثوبان رضي الله عنه قال قال النبي صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم. The hadith tonight in collection Ibn Majah and his Sunan, and it's narrated to us by ثوبان, the Mawla of the Prophet عليه الصلاة والسلام, a lovely gentleman who has a number of hadith that are, if you put them all together, they're actually really beautiful and they're worthy of memorizing. He's really good at picking up certain things, rahmatullah, radiallahu anhu. And the theme of anti-corruption or incorruptibility or integrity, or what we call in Islam Istiqamah, is something that I'm continuing with for a few more days at least, if not a week or so. And here عليه الصلاة والسلام says the following: قال استقيموا ولن تحصوا واعلموا أن خير أعمالكم الصلاة ولن يحافظ على الوضوء إلا مؤمن. وروى الطبراني عن عبادة فقال استقيموا ونعما إن استقمتم وخير أعمالكم الصلاة. So what he said عليه الصلاة والسلام here is استقيموا. He gave the command of straightening out, not literally, but figuratively for what that word means. He was not trying to say عليه الصلاة والسلام to stand up straight, or when you walk, to walk straight, even though both those things aren't a bad idea. But what he's trying to explain in استقيموا is that make sure that your character carries integrity, where you don't cut corners, and you don't take shortcuts, and you don't manipulate certain situations to get something that's beneficial for you, where you try to get your self-interest through a way that's not necessarily haram or necessarily illegal. You figured out a way to get it without knowing it's wrong, knowing that this is not the right way to do it, that you just manipulated certain things, you played around a bit, try to get something for yourself. That's corruption. That's being corrupt. And it starts at a young age by, cheating or just glancing here or there, or just using an aid that you shouldn't have used within an exam or something. And it turns into full-blown political or financial corruption when you're older, and it ruins the world and it causes people their lives and their livelihoods and their well-being. Corruption is corruption. It doesn't really follow a scale of this is low and this is high. It's all corruption is corruption. Istiqamah is you just not accepting that, being someone who refuses corruption in any form or manner, and you carry yourself with that integrity. So the Prophet ﷺ said استقيموا, meaning straighten out and refuse any form of corruption. وَلَن تُحْصُوا, and you won't be able to count. You won't be able to count the amount of khair that will come your way. There's a piece that's missing in the hadith. It's not missing, it's removed, it's understood from the context. وَلَن تُحْصُوا, you won't be able to count, meaning you won't be able to keep track of all of the good that will achieve for you in your life, and all of the good that will bring yourself and your community if you do so. Upfront, corruption is difficult. Istiqamah is difficult. Istiqamah upfront is very hard to do. It pays off later. It pays off a bit farther down the road. Up front, it's easier to be corrupt because you get what you want. Children learn that at a young age. They learn if they lie, they don't get in trouble. Right? Trouble sucks. No one wants to be in trouble. So they learn that if they lie, if they don't say what happened, then they don't get in trouble and they don't have to feel bad about themselves up front. So it's easier to be corrupt up front. It's better in the long term not to. If you have istiqamah up front and you have to deal with the fact that you made some mistakes and you're accountable for them, in the long term, at the end you'll be someone much more valuable and you'll have much more to offer and you'll be so much more successful. So istiqamah is something that pays off. It just pays off a little bit later. وَلَن تُحْصُوا, you won't be able to count the amount of blessings and good things that come your way if you do it. It just doesn't happen up front. And then know that the best of your rituals is salah. واعلموا أن خير أعمالكم الصلاة. وَلَنْ يُحَافِظ عَلَى الْوُضُوءِ إِلَّا مُؤْمِنٍ. Only a true believer will hold on to their wudu. Meaning, why? Because a true mu'min is someone who's either reading Quran or doing invocation, tasbih, or praying sunnah. So holding on to your wudu is a good thing to do. And the Sahaba, all of the scholars that I know, would hold on to their wudu whenever they went to the bathroom, they would make wudu before they left, which is what it means basically. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't go to the bathroom. It just means that you're quick to renew your wudu to make sure that you're ready and available to do something of a good deed that requires that physical purity. So in another hadith he says, استقيموا ونعما إن استقمتم. Straighten out and walk the straight path, and that's a beautiful thing. Ni'imma means it's a beautiful thing if you do so. It's an amazing thing if you can do it. وَنِعِمَّا. It's a beautiful thing if you're capable of doing it, and it's really what we're here to achieve as Muslims in our lives. يروي الإمام ابن ماجه في سننه بسند صحيح عن ثوبان رضي الله عنه قال قال النبي صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم استقيموا ولن تحصوا واعلموا أن خير أعمالكم الصلاة ولا يحافظ على الوضوء إلا مؤمن. ورواه الطبراني عن عبادة فقال استقيموا ونعما إن استقمتم وخير أعمالكم الصلاة. صدق رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله وصحبه وسلم. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك، أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت، أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. جزاكم الله خير.